Several people have asked a version of this question. Some feel that the way Israel has prosecuted this war has resulted in Israel losing its moral claims, justification, and foundation as a Jewish state. The polls show that young American Jews and many not so young Jews no longer support Israel. How is Israel going to come out of this mess and regain the support of American Jews?
I think it's a very big question. But the thing is that the forces that are now in power in Israel reject liberalism and definitely progressivism that I think are much more prevalent among young and even older American Jews. It would be very difficult to turn it back. But the way it's handled in Israel is, first of all, bear in mind that mainstream Israeli media does not report from Gaza. We are almost the only ones who do that. And to the extent that mainstream Israelis are exposed to what's happening in Gaza is through the lens of, the Israeli media quoting foreign media reports, doubting their doubting that they're true at all, and framing it as kind of anti-Semitism in the Western media against Israel, that they just don't get it, that Israel cannot defend itself by the rules of war because they are not meant against enemies like Hamas, and so they simply overlook it, or they see President Trump supporting Israel, and they care less about what's happening in the grassroots, or framing it as hopeless cases of anti-Semitism that are now, that is now more legitimized because of the Gaza war. I don't think that and the more liberal classes in Israel, some of them emigrated and escaped the war to be in in Portugal or Sri Lanka or Thailand or Berlin or Paris or London or the United States or Canada, and the others just hope for it to be over and for the Netanyahu regime to be over, and then try to rebuild Israel from that. But what we're seeing is a less liberal country, and that began before October 7th.